Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashin Yahushai Ba'ashin Kakwadash. Double honor to apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well. And salutations to you, Akim, out there pushing the truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you, few sisters that listening in humbleness and silent. Shalom to elect, most definitely. The brother Yerala Ah and children of light. I was watching watching my elder video, and I just want to kind of piggyback off of his video, brothers, brothers and sisters. Salaki, I don't know what that's doing. Brothers and sisters want to watch it. Some children like our channel, Children Light 2, and it's beautiful. He break down some beautiful things that's going on. There's some truth, you know. Uh, the the what's the boy named Madison? The Corey Ruiz, Ben Crump, how he's a sellout. He's the new leader that's holding our people back, you know. And like Jay got to start waking up and seeing things happening, you know. 'Cause Jay too focused on the bread and circuses of this world, you know. And I put a few scriptures together, and hopefully it's edifying. 'Cause, not, going back to the Corey Ruiz, that happened in Madison. And then before that, the biggest one that was just in talks is the note uh, it's like it Nolan. I just said his name. Nolan Wells. Let me make sure I got it correct. Yes, the Nolan Wells death and how they cover that up. You know, and it's proof that Esau showing his hatred towards us, man. Cause before that, you had the woman. At the same time that was going on, let me fix that. You had the woman in, I believe that was North Carolina, when the officer, the Edomite white officer, was sitting there punching the hell out of her, saying she had a warrant out for her arrest, and couldn't find out she didn't have a warrant. They fired him, but it's just the hatred. The point isn't the hatred that Esau is still showing. Like we prophesied a couple weeks back. We brought out that to this day that there's still police brutality happening amongst Jake. You know, and Esau showing that hatred, and but you got these Christians, church Christian pastors, and they whole community wants you to come together. Man, the scriptures say never trust thy enemy. You know, and who was our enemy? Esau. How we know that? Look what we've been going through generations with them, man. And they still showing that hatred. Okay, but I'm gonna get into the scriptures because Jake is too distracted by other things, bread and circuses, right? This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse verse 22. It says, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?" And who are the simple ones that the Lord talking about? Jake, you know. It's like, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, right? Because you got these uh these Jake's out here, man. These church pastors, coming against the truth. You still got Jake out there still talking shit against the truth. Jake don't want to learn nothing. They hate knowledge. They hate the knowledge of the Lord. You know, they go to any other. They go to other religions like being a Muslim, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, and they hear what they got to say, but they hate the true knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai. It says, "Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." And how the Lord is doing that, He got the prophets out there, starting with the apostles, a great millstone on down. We have to bring this word out. That's how the Lord is making His word known unto you. You know, that's how He pouring the Spirit out, because He waking up the elect. verse 24 says, "Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded." Yep. And that's what happens, man. We so many guys that came up against this and don't even know that the Lord was actually reaching. This is the Lord reaching out for you to come back into the fold, and nobody regard. They don't regard this. You know. Wait, so like, maybe I should have clicked on the whole thing. Nope. Let me go back. I'm gonna have to go to the whole chapter and then just scroll down. So like, bear with me. My laptop is a little slow at times. Okay, okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. I read 24, verse 24 again. It's Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24 says, "Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity, because you rejected this. This is the Lord counsel He was given to you, and you wouldn't take that reproof, that correction, to to turn for your wickedness, the wickedness that you've been doing in this world, to come serve under righteousness under Yahweh Shem Shai, and you turned away from it. So this would happen. You know what I'm saying? I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So when your destruction cometh, the Lord gonna laugh at you. It says, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And hey, look, we coming into the times where the scriptures say that it's gonna be a famine of the word, and like we all been pushing, start with the apostles on down. Y'all better get this knowledge now before it's too late. You know, because hey, Esau already, they already they've been doing it. They've been cutting videos down when you say certain things. They just gonna start, but this word got, the once the elect is sealed, it's a wrap. It says, "This shall they call upon me when your destruction come." So whatever happens, police brutality, um, sudden death just happened, car accident. You see, as soon as it's finna happen, you try to call on the Lord, and it's a wrap. Too late. Or even all hell go for you. You lose everything. However, how about Shai gonna get that judgment to you? That's what's gonna happen. It says, "But I will not answer. They should seek me early, but they should not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord." See that? Because y'all rejecting truth. You got these. Look, my damn iPhone. I didn't even say hello Siri, none of that. The Siri just came on. It's Esau trying to tap in. Salakia. Yeah, yeah. Salaki, let me read that again, 'cause that just threw me off. See, that's Satan. It said, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, and that's what happened, man. Y'all coming up. Even you Christian, the whole Christian church movement and vocab, which they keep getting blown out the water. That's why we don't even bother dealing with y'all. Y'all hating the true knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai. This is the knowledge, not that. You jakes out there in the world, they come by, y'all walk past the prophets out there prophesying, and y'all just reject it and not come get this word, get your salvation. Cause what the scriptures say, So like, matter of fact, let me get it. Let me get it. Bear with me. Okay, so like, okay, this is Proverbs chapter 9 and 10. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." And see, y'all reject that. That's why I said for that they hated knowledge, did not choose the fear of the Lord. What the scripture say? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Y'all didn't want to come get this wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Shai. Y'all rejected that. It says they would have they would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. So y'all despise the correction of Yahweh Shem Shai. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way and be filled in their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of the Lord. Right, going back to 31, so therefore they should eat of the fruit of their own way, right, of your own wickedness, and be filled with their own devices. Because y'all gonna continue, because the scriptures say that Jake, when Jake mind is sit like they mind is seared as a hot iron. They stuck in their ways. They stuck in their wickedness. Jake don't want to come to this knowledge. So they gonna continue evolving in their own wickedness. It's for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. All right. Um. Salakia. How do I put this in order? And going back to the top of uh, the scripture, it's 22. It says, "How long you simple ones?" Because Jake don't have the knowledge of what's going on. They don't know. They don't. They started. Jake started. Jake know who the enemy is, but Jake also still trying to. Jake out here still trying to create peace, and then the leaders is also trying to keep Jake silent. Trying to keep Jake under and submit to Esau. That's why Jake ain't out here snapping on these streets yet. It says Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. What's that knowledge? The knowledge of Yahweh Shai. These scriptures, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And this is why we in the state we in now. So like this is why we're in the state we in now, because we constantly sinned against the Lord, and even to this day, the Lord is out here reaching His hand out, and our people is rejecting it, and we destroy for lack of knowledge because we don't know what the hell is going on out here, man. We don't know who we are as who we are as a people, But prophecy is come to pass. But I'm just speaking on Jake still rejecting it, because a lot of people, everybody knows about being an Israelite. We ain't talking about being a black Hebrew Israelite. We talking about being the Israelite, the true children of Yahweh Shem Shai, the true children of Israel. You know, it says, "Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame." Yep, and that's that. Look at us now, degenerate people. You got songs like this is damn girl name from the City Girls that spin that shit. If you listen to what she's talking about, man, she talking about scammers and uh, boosters and spend this money. She putting that spirit on our people, and that come from the top, man. That's Esau got, Esau control the media, so they to keep us in that same fucking state, as a degenerate people to keep being wicked. Before we was a righteous people, we was a holy righteous people. That was our glory. Now the Lord changed our glory into shame. It says they eat up the sin of my people and set their heart on their iniquity. It says, and there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them their doings. It says, for they shall eat and not have enough, they shall commit whoredom and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed of the Lord. You see that? And what's that whoredom? Worshiping other gods. Following after these other nations. So this is the last scripture, and I'm gonna end it on this. And our leaders is not the people that's supposed to be our leader, our so-called leaders of our people, sellouts, man. That's why when you watch the video, the elder went into who Ben Crump is, the Boule Society, how they are a part of Esau's agenda. Those are the sellouts, and those are, and why they're top them people that the elder highlighted, because they're Jakes, man. They're leaders of Israel, supposedly. This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, gather yourself together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth. And this is the important part right here. We gotta seek the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and that's what us prophets out there doing, starting with the apostles on down, is going out there doing the work that Yahweh Shem Shai told us to go out there and do. So you come back to the Lord. It says, which have wrought his judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness, it may be ye should be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. And that's when the Lord come down with that destruction, upon America. And we get delivered out of here, because who's going to be the one that's going to be hid? It's the elect. The elect is going to be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to drag it too much. And I pray that it's been edifying to you all. And till next time, I say Shalom and Kwam Yashala.